the goodness of God.
The Christian Association of Nigeria CAN Women Wing will weaken Taraba State cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th to 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCC EB. Theme: the role of Christian women in time like this. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Agin Agbukefus, First Lady of Taraba State. Guest speakers, Very Reverend Engineer Okechukwu Kalu JP and Reverend Sagarga Novalga Gargia. Chief host, Mrs. Alice Nuhu, will weekend chairperson. Host, Mrs. Philomena Ibrahim and Reverend Dr. Dan Adis. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Beautiful people, my name is Indy Maxine Weir and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. I am here to tell you so much about this film festival and how you can participate and benefit from this film festival. So talking about film festivals, I'm sure you've heard of the popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International.
Good morning, beautiful people of Nigeria and all over the world. It's Monday. Yes, that's the day when the coffee, the kunu, and motivation go hand in hand. You tune into Sun TV Morning Show, and my name is Abraham Minor Joda. Where your week starts with a smile, a spark, and a little bit of Taraba sunshine. The same Monday is proof that we survived the weekend. So congratulations, you are a survivor. Now let's turn that survivor into success. Once upon a time, well, not in a fairyland, but in Lagos, Nigeria, there was a young woman who sold groundnuts by the roadside. Rain or shine, she was always there with a smile. Today, she's the proud owner of a thriving food company that supplies to supermarkets nationwide. Now, you ask me what changed. One decision. That is, to show up, even when it was hard. So this Monday, show up for your dreams, your goals, and your future. Consistency beats talent when talent refuses to work. Now let me take this quote from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She once said, we need a country, or we need to build a country where the youths are empowered and the economy works for everyone. That starts with you and mine. The action start with your action and my action. And speaking of actions, have you been to Taraba lately? Nature's gift to the nation isn't just a slogan. It's an open invitation. With vast agricultural potential, mineral wealth, stunning landscapes, and a peace-loving people ready to work, Taraba is ripe for investment. Don't wait for the headlines. Pay the reason behind them. Now, so stay with us for more inspiration, information, interaction. Coming up now, and talking about information, we'll be starting with the news on the front pages of the newspaper today. So we're going to the cover pages of the newspaper to get you informed about what is trending politically, economically in Nigeria. So we're going to start today's paper with the Punch. We're hitting with the Punch. And the Punch this morning as on the cover page of the Punch, we have it that the Assembly crisis, Zamfara, Benue governors challenge National Assembly summons. That is on page 8 of the Punch, page 2 of the Punch. Then we have Nelfund under fire over loans to ex-students. That is on page 8. Nelfund in the eye of the storm. The Naira printing cost skyrockets by 306%. That is on page 31 of the Punch. And Tinubu to meet Genco's over 4 trillion electricity debt. That is on page 32 of the Punch. Then communal boundary clashes kill over 1,700 in 7 years. That's page of that. You can read that on page 8 of the Punch. Then Oyo signed 3.5 billion contract for rural market upgrade. That is on page 39 of the Punch. And for the major headline on the Punch has the Rivers emergency rule. National Assembly counters PDP governors to demands 1 billion naira. National Assembly asks Supreme Court to dismiss opposition governors' lawsuit as Apex Court set for hearing. That is the major story on the Punch. And we would like you to join the conversation. I want to be with you this morning and let us have a discussion. So the number is going to be displayed on the screen of your TV set, so you can call him and be part of this discussion. But while you're calling in, please remember to turn down the volume of your TV set and to be civil in your discussion, and ensure to let us know your name and where you're calling from. So looking at the Rivers emergency rule, National Assembly counters PDP governor's lawsuit demands 1 billion. The National Assembly has urged the Supreme Court to dismiss the suit filed by 11 People's Democratic Party governors challenging the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. Now, the federal legislature, in response, contended that the plaintiff's suit was procedurally flawed and lacked merit. The National Assembly said this in a preliminary objection dated April 22, 2025, obtained by the Punch on Sunday. It also argued that the court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain the suit and should award 1 billion naira in cost against the plaintiffs for filing what it terms a frivolous and speculative suit. The President Bola Tinubu, at the background of the story is that President Bola Tinubu had declared a state of emergency in Rivers State on March 18, 2025, suspending Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Deputy Governor Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the State House of Assembly for an initial period of 6 months. Following the suspension, Tinubu appointed Rear Admiral Ibokete Ibas retired as the sole administrator to oversee the state affairs during the suspension period. And we all know that the National Assembly ratified the President's declaration through a voice vote. And so now the governor, in a suit number SCCV 329-2025, approached the Supreme Court to challenge the President's powers to suspend a democratically elected state institution and replace it with an unelected one. The plaintiffs in the suit are the governors of Adamawa, Enugu, Osun, Oyo, Bauchi, Akwa Ibom, Plateau, Delta, Taraba, Zamfara, and Bayelsa State, and they are all PDP governors. The Attorney General of the Federation and the National Assembly are listed as the first and second defendants, respectively, in the suit. So all the 11 states asked the Apex Court to determine 6 constitutional questions, including whether the President of Nigeria can lawfully suspend or interfere with the office of a governor and deputy governor and replace them with an unelected appointee under the guise of emergency proclamation. But they further requested the court to determine whether the Attorney General threat acting on behalf of the president to suspend office of governors and deputy governors by virtue of such proclamations contravenes the provisions of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and principles of constitutional federalism. The plaintiffs also questioned whether the National Assembly could approve a state of emergency proclamation, including suspension of state executives and legislatures by simple voice vote rather than the constitutionally required two-thirds majority of 4 members of each chamber. In their relief, the plaintiffs sought the declaration that the president cannot lawfully suspend or interfere with the office of the governor and deputy governors or replace them with unelected nominee under a state of emergency. So that is the issue. But like we see this morning, the National Assembly, who is a defendant, who was listed as a defendant, has urged the Supreme Court to dismiss the suit and also challenged dismiss the suit, and also the federal it argued that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain the suit and should award $1 billion in cost against the plaintiffs for filing what it terms a frivolous and speculative suit. So, but we know the Supreme Court is going to be looking into this issue, and we will know if the Supreme Court will decide if the case is frivolous or it has merit. We expect your calls to start coming in to be part so that we can know what you feel concerning the decision, the statement of the legislatures, the National Assembly concerning the suit. Okay, I think we have a caller right here. Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome to Sun TV. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, we lost that call. So please, whenever you call in, you step away from the TV set or turn down the volume of your TV set, and so that we can have a very good reception. So let us go to another paper. Yes, let's go to the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun, as on the cover page of the Daily Sun, well, I think we have another call. Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Rowan Hassan from Adamawa State.
Good morning, Hassan. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing fine, sir.
Okay. So what's your view? What do you have to say about the issue with the stories on the page of the papers? Hello? Oh, we haven't this. That is from Adamawa State there, Hassan from Adamawa State. Well, you can call back and please ensure you're in an area where the network is sharp and proper, so that we can have a very, we can have this discussion. I would like to speak to you, and I want Nigerians to listen to your view about what we're talking about. Now, while we wait for another caller, let us look at the Daily Sun. IPOB demands reversal of Grove's prescription as terrorist, insists on earlier High Court stand. That is IPOB there, and is on page 8 of the Sun. So we have Lagos worst hit as Nigeria loses over 30 billion naira to 42 market fires. Stakeholders call for policy overhaul and improved safety systems. That is from the... Yes, sir. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. And you too?
Yes.
So what's your name and where are you calling from? Oh, okay. I think we'll hold on with the calls now, since the network is not cooperating with us for now. So, end use of Cybercrime Act against journalist Serap NJ tells Tinubu government and demand release of those in custody. Okay, now we have 4 trillion debt Tinubu to meet Genco's plans faced settlement. That is on page 2. Then Federal High Court set up FOI, that is Freedom of Information Desk, to enhance journalists' access to information. Then NPA embarks federal government on $220 million dollar fine on Meta calls for stronger digital regulation. That is on page 28 of the Daily Sun. Then we have this story here. Atiku comes hit back at Okowa, labels him betrayer. Yes, they've been back and forth between Okowa and his former, well, we'll say boss. His leader was the vice presidential candidate to Atiku Okowa in the Atiku Abubakar in the 2023 election, but now he has left the PDP and has gone to join their opponents in the last election, that is the APC. And he went further to say that he regrets his decision to contest with Atiku Abubakar. He went on and on and on. And the camp of the Alhaji Atiku Abubakar have hit back at him. So the insiders had, let's take the story from the angle of the Sun. He said insiders will vein Atiku inner circles and within the People's Democratic Party, PDP, told Daily Sun that the party's 2023 presidential candidate felt betrayed over comments that Okowa recently made on live television, where he expressed regret over his decision to run as a vice presidential candidate. Okowa drew the ire of Atiku circle and the PDP when he stated on the TV program last week that he regretted accepting to run as vice presidential candidate alongside Atiku in 2023. The former governor granted a live interview shortly after defecting to the All Progressive Congress, said the decision taken at the federal level at the PDP did not reflect the sentiments of the people, and that he has deeply reflected on the consequences of that choice. He said, he went further to say, even while they were campaigning, I realized people were not interested in having another northerner come into power, but the decision has already been taken at the federal level by the party. I have been nominated, but still in retrospect, according to him, and I believe I should have gone with the will of the people. That is his view, and that's what they say. But we have here the Daily Sun reports that Atiku himself was horrified by Okowa's statement, especially considering that the former vice president has resisted significant pressure to pick the current minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, as his running mate, optimistic for Okowa. Atiku's camp believes Okowa is disguising what they describe as self-serving political move as patriotism. Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Andy. I'm calling from Aba, Abia State.
Welcome, Andy. How is Aba this morning?
Aba is very, very cool and quiet.
Okay, that is good. And can Aba be cool and quiet with the markets and everything? Aba is, to me, is one of the best places to do business in Nigeria. Hello?
For many years now, we have been observing this sit at home because of the detention of indigenous people, yes, by their leader.
Okay, so there's a sit at home, and Aba this morning. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, that is what it is.
Many of the big markets are being shut down because of that processes.
Okay, well, we pray that everything return back to normalcy in Aba, in every part of the southeast, where this Monday sit at home has been disrupting activities on Monday. So what's your view on the issues we are discussing this morning?
So from the headlines you have been reading out, the whole thing, for me, they are.
Oh, I'm really pained that we lost that caller there. He was just about to make his view felt about the airline, the newspaper airline. But let us go to another paper. Let's go to another paper this morning. Yes, I think we should go to the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust paper. Yes, sorry, I'm just trying to get to the Daily Trust today. Okay. Okay, on the Daily Trust, we have this story on the Daily Trust. Yes, Daily Trust. On the front page of Daily Trust, we have our Boko Haram attacked Yobe Military Brigade, killed 4 soldiers. Another story has it that flight disruptions, passenger narrate ordeal, experts suggest solutions. While 54 billion naira released to schools, 24 billion naira to students, Nelfon MD. The Nelfon issue is in the eye of the storm. Then we have Lakurawa mounts massive attack in Sokoto, kills 13 hunters. That is quite sad. The Lakurawa, what terrorist group seems they've regrouped and they're having the upper hand after the initial attack by the Nigerian army that flushed them, and I think maybe they've been laxity in the area of taking. Like I always say, it is best always to be allowed to take the war to them. We shouldn't wait to be defensive. We should be on the offensive against these criminal elements that have been taking the life of fellow Nigerians. Then let us look at the major headline on the Daily Trust this morning. We have poverty rising in rural Nigeria. That is the World Bank. And Nigerians worse off than 64 years ago. African Development Bank President. Presidency fought additional comments. Action Aid blames corruption. That is, well, it sounds like the usual. Someone's talk about the way the economy is not moving forward, and the next thing the president responds and fault whatever the person says that is not correct. But let us look at from the angle of the Daily Trust. The World Bank has raised a fresh concern over the rising poverty in Nigeria, saying that a staggering 75.5% of rural dwellers live below the poverty line. The World Bank has stated this in the latest April 2025 Poverty and Equity Brief for Nigeria, which was obtained yesterday. It has earlier last month in its African Pulse reports during the recently concluded Springs meeting of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank in Washington, D.C., declared that more Nigerians will become poor over the next 5 years, citing Nigeria's structural economic weaknesses, dependence on oil revenue, and national fragility as key barriers to meaningful poverty reduction. And the World Bank, in its latest brief for Nigeria, painted a gloomy picture of the state of poverty in the country following worsening economic hardship and inequality among the rural dwellers. Well, according to the reports, while 41.3% of Nigeria's urban population lives in poverty, the situation is significantly worse in rural areas where economic stagnation, inflation, and insecurity have combined to deepen hardship. It stated, based on the most recent official household survey data from Nigeria, National Bureau of Statistics, 30.9% of Nigerians live below the international extreme poverty line of $2.15 per person per day in 2018-2019 before COVID-19 pandemic, the report said. So the reports are damning, and they went on and on. So the reports say about 30.9% Nigerians survive on less than $2.15 a day. 32.6% do not have access to limited standard drinking water. 45.1% lack limited standard sanitation, and 39.4% have no access to electricity. It's also noted that 17.6% of adults have not completed primary education, and 9.0% of households have at least one school-age child who is not enrolled in school. That is the report from the African Development Bank, the World Bank, and other institutions that usually does these reports. And if you ask me, these reports are something that should be done. And if you look at this report, there are a lot of it that has to do with the local government, the state government, and the federal government. So like I always say, there's a need for the 3 tiers of government to sit up. These issues can't be fixed by the local governments alone, the state government, or the federal government. There must be there must be the three government, there must be three-pronged approach to this issue of education. Primary health education, primary education is under the purview of the local government and the state government. So these are just things that we need to look at holistically, and there should be a national policy towards eradicating poverty. This idea must be brought into by the tiers of government, so that collectively we can work towards alleviating Nigerians from poverty. Also, the issue of illiteracy, out of school children. There's a need for even regional policies to look at the region, their peculiarities between them. How do they go about this? These are some of the things we elected our leaders to do, and this is what we keep asking them to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Give us the basics of life. Give us water, give us shelter, give us education. Let's have our rights. Nigerians want to live with dignity. Wants to live with dignity, wants to live with honor, wants to be proud to say, yes, this is my country and this is what it has done for me. And also, we elected this leader to ensure that we are secure in our homes, but there's insecurity everywhere. Well, I think, I believe this report should gear up the leadership at all levels, not only the federal government. When these reports come, you see that it is not only the federal government that can do it. Everybody has a role to play in ensuring that we move to a better place in this country. So, well, I think at this point, I will come to the end of the newspaper review segment of the morning show. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, the Pidgin section will be here for you. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Good morning.
People, my name is Indy Maxine Weir, and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. I am here to tell you so much about this film festival and how you can participate and benefit from this film festival. So talking about film festivals, I'm sure you've heard of the popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International Film Festival, and of course you have the Venice International Film Festivals, who have made impact, global impact over the years on the film industry. And much like these film festivals, the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival intends to make such an impact. But you know what? It is unique. It is talking about human rights, and that is the area we intend to impact using themes. I mean, for our foreign participants, you have already sent your entries, over 1,000 of them from 100 countries all across the globe. We need you to come down to Taraba so that we can sit down together and go through them, go through our collective history, what has been, what is right now, and what should be. Together we can come up with the standard of what human rights should be in our different countries, using themes to tell our stories and to give our recommendation, if you know what I mean. Being out here is so refreshing. It takes me to the second reason why you should be part of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival in person. Fun fact, you know that Taraba State is home to the Mambila Plateau, which is known for its beautiful scenery and cool weather? I can tell you this for free. I am looking forward to that. And that's not all. It is home to the Kashimbila Game Reserve, where there are different animals and you get to experience them. You gotta have that safari feel. And also, it doesn't stop there. There is the Pitako Hills, very amazing rock formations, and you just see the beauty in it. You see, I don't even know, it makes you speechless. And then you go to building up to the Barup waterfalls. I mean, you've got me on that alone. It is going to be an amazing experience, and I think you should be here in person, especially to our foreign participants, because it's going to leave you in awe. And now 12.
Hello, colleagues. My name is Alexei Burnosenko. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. And yeah, in the industry, in cinema, I mostly play the role of actor, also actor and director in theater. And yeah, here I'm representing on the festival the beautiful documentary called The Forest. And the reason why I really desired to take part in this podcast and in the festival itself is because this documentary I'm representing is a part of my history, part that is like even my people never heard about in majority. And this is kind of result of investigation, result of research, result of great piece of work and art. And yeah, I really would like people of the world to know about it. I really want to share this information so people will learn on the mistakes of our past and never accept it in our future. Thank you very much. See you. Bye.
Libraries and interactive learning spaces and study zones. Who can apply? Aspiring professionals in health and management can apply. Working individuals seeking career advancement can also apply. International students looking for a global learning environment are also key applicants. Application requirements are 5 SSC credits, including English and Mathematics, German entrance exam scores, medical report, birth certificate, local government industry letter, recommendation letters. Why Higher Ground? We offer work study programs, flexible payment, and a supportive academic environment. Apply today. Visit www.highergroundcollege.edu or our campuses at Lab opposite VCG Jalingo, Taraba State, and opposite Army Barracks, Tako, Taraba State. Take the first step towards a brighter future. Choose Higher Ground College.
Good morning this morning, my country people, and I dey throw a salute to una as usual. I dey welcome una to the pidgin section of our morning show this morning. As na show when e be say we dey knack una tori on things wey dey happen for inside we country. Even to save our community and our society, most times sef obodo oyibo matter we dey carry knack una for this pidgin section, my country people. My name is Esther Oka Steven, and with me this morning and my correct guest, my personal person as usual, will be Auntie Faith Apollos, aka Capacity. Auntie, good morning this morning.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, Anja.
Okay, country people, once again, happy new week to all of una where they watch this our program. I believe so una enjoy una weekend with our some TV programs, so they always they give una as usual during the weekend. Once again, happy new week, country people. The story when I want begin with this morning na concerning matter when it happen for inside the Lagos State, my country people. So God say one girl when it be said this one self not be girl, I go call her again now woman because she be 21 years old. This woman, 21-year-old woman, when it be say her name na Precious or Nego Day, country people. She allegedly stabbed her boyfriend when it be say his name na Dami Lola. Country people now they hear this story. She stabbed her boyfriend when he be say his name na Dami Lola for inside one area where they call say Ijegu for inside the Lagos State in my country people. Meanwhile, if una just they join us, our number go display on the screen here, my country people. So that una go call me, touch like this matter with me together with Auntie Faith when he did with me for this show this morning. As she stabbed the boyfriend, and for there she begin the shout. But before then, neighbors when they come out as eyewitness for that place to talk say Then they hear shout, they hear kitty kitty kata kata for inside the room. That is a normal thing. Second, say this boyfriend and girlfriend matter don't even tire there for area. So anytime they come, say that they always quarrel, they always fight. So that they think say a normal thing. Now make why they quarrel, they hear kitty kitty kata kata, they say hey, they don't even start. Say, so nobody agree but I go there again, no. Now when the thing come and backfire, now when the Toriko get killed, like, the girl begin to shout for inside the house. Say help, say make people look come on, and for them and they come sorry enter inside that place country people look. And so when they enter for the place, they come see this boy body for ground, lifeless. He covered with his blood. The girl in hand self and so blood. Now from there, 9 neighbors, so from far and near, everybody begin to shout, enter inside their room. But meanwhile, those ones when the be say they come, they quick carry them in Lola body run, go for hospital when they near them for that place. As they carry the boy body go there, now for then doctor confirm and say this boy don't die. But meanwhile, some neighbors there for us there with the girl so that the girl not go sorry. Now so they hold that girl. As they come confirm the boy dead for hospital, now from there, now they come run, go station, come go report the matter. As from there, police people too come follow them, go for the boy house, come go arrest this girl when it be say her name na Precious. Country people, as I talk earlier before, I say our number go display for screening. Make una follow me touch like this matter concerning the attitude of this 21-year-old woman. As I tell her, I say na woman I go call her because na 21 years. I met it from my village. Many of them don't get 3 children, 4 children, they don't born pikin, they don't marry. So 21-year-old pikin again, na woman me go call her much suppose gather sense before she go to do this kind of acting. But meanwhile, Auntie Faith Apollos, help me touch light this matter. What be your intake concerning this girl attitude? Na temper I go call this one. I been waiting.
Wetin I go talk for this matter tire me. Every time we go come dey talk anger issue for me. This one where you say woman, me na girl I go call her. Okay. Because this kind attitude where you get, person don't even carry you enter house, you don't dey fight, how you can't kill her. This thing tire me, I beg. This waiting this girl do no good. And as I like him as a carry and go police station and the matter should go face the law and the consequence. And my advice for people where they date boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe they try to calm our anger down. If you not they angry with your boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe you not calm yourself down before you go talk the matter. Because if you say you want to do anything, you go land yourself for trouble. As this girl now go land herself for police station. Because any case where concerning more than a life imprisonment direct. Because now she go day life, she go rotting for nobody unless say she get any small like where they go carry her come up for that station. But as far as the boy don't buy now life imprisonment should go there like that. So my country people, if you hear this thing, they very careful in anger issues. We don't preach anger issue for some TV. Every day we they come, but we go bring say boyfriend kill this one. How person you go get mind keep person who never even marry you? If another person here go green marry you, he don't go green marry you now. So I beg me they try to sustain, calm our anger down. Because this case of murder, no be child's play. Now very serious matter. I beg me they try to calm our anger, youth out there. Now my contribution for this matter will tire me.
Country people now don't hear and fan Faith in March. She say make una dey control na anger all these small ones wey just they grow up. He get one thing where Auntie Faith to talk when he touch me. She say this girl go face life imprisonment. Say except say she get small leg. Una understand that small leg where she dey talk. Say except she get backbone when he go stand for her to come to take her out from that prison. And that one me I go like touch light matter for inside. Una sabi say all these people when they be say that they sentenced to 15 months in prison. Say come say they do 1 or 2 serious crime when they be say he bad at. And some of them say they go kidnap, keep person where they go say life imprisonment. Before you go know it, after 10, 15 years, the person don't come. And that one actually they call say small leg. Country people, I beg make una help me touch like this matter because that kind of thing they bring lot of commotion for inside the country. When it be say after somebody don't commit crime, kill several people, go come say he born again for prison. Somebody go come say he walk on bail, and at that time they give other people morale so they do bad thing again.
Exactly.
It was said correct action, proper action they follow. Say okay, you don't kill person, they must to kill you. People say go the reason before the whole knife take fighting. But say come say they get backbone, some go say they are from a wealthy family, so they go soon bring them. And true they carry them, they come out too. I beg people, those of you now where they watch this program, make una touch like this matter for us as our number they display on the screen for there. But people now intake for on top precious matter. This 21-year-old girl, when the be say she stabbed her boyfriend Damilola to death. Auntie Fetty don't talk and she said temper, make una the control na temper. And even self say una dey for inside the relationship, make una dey know the kind of relationship when it be say una dey carry leg waka enter. If your partner na hot temper somebody, run no. So make you not force yourself, say because the person they able, the person they capable, the person is providing money. You go there, make it beat you, kill you. You go there for that relationship when the person one day go carry you self do money. Go there for that relationship when the person one day go beat your mama, beat your papa. Say cause say na in they train you. So I beg make you run for person when you get temper before you go marry him. Put you for house, but before you go marry you, put you for house. And also for this Precious matter, if we touch that and when una go see say you never even marry Precious.
Exactly.
And according to the neighbors, Auntie Faith, when they say they come watch this, when they stand as eyewitness, they say these people that they always they fighting, and they always they get argumenting. Now you make it be say when the argument is start, they no quick go there say they won't go share them until Precious voice out begin cry. Say make people come say something serious don't happen.
That's
before
why
they run go for that place.
That's why make we always be our brother's keeper. If we hear something anywhere where you see people they fight, may you they always check up because these people don't fight. They don't they fight te. That's why these neighbors can't they reluctant say we no go do. And people please may we need they always assume things say they fight always. Anytime where they fight, maybe they try to go settle them. Because if you say we go leave them now so this one can't kill herself. So may we know they assume because say person they do something on a daily basis, maybe they try always look out for our love.
Auntie Faith, this your matter where you talk, it makes sense well. Country people make una know they tire of una neighbor now. Because una don't talk and come outside say that they always they quarrel, that they always they fight. Now make this today or tire una. But una sabi safe to say una go check them on that the way that they fight this fight. All these things for no happen. All this long thing, all this long story for no they come outside. Auntie Faith don't talk and say make una know they tire to show love. You sabi say this neighbor matter where you carry come now. Even if you get some people when they be say they don't tire for neighbor matter, not be say because of fight, because of begging. Today I beg, give me McLean early in the morning. Give me McLean, give me Vaseline, give me this one. They tire for begging. Auntie Faith don't talk and say make una know they tire. Make una they always they show some love. And also neighbors when they be say they don't mark una, they don't give una name, say una own too much begging, fighting. Make una try abstain, make una try go to another level. Make una try, make una change it. And concerning that neighbor matter, those neighbors when they be say they beg for compound. Somebody give me salt, somebody give me pepper, somebody true your neighbor go tire for you. So make una self the whole stance now. Make una try the arrange on herself well so that the begging go get levels to be cool. And also neighbors for us, maybe una they live near those ones when they be say there's a big quarrel well make una know they tire. I beg before the quarrel end, make una eat door. Una door alone when we say una knock, their voice go come. And when they come, make una go back. Una must not see them say waiting happen. You must not hear waiting happen, but just eat door. Una they disturb us yo. They go calm down some more then you go. But this one now because they don't tire for Precious matter now waiting lead to this Damilola death. Country people, once again, for those of you who just they join us, this is now the pidgin section of our morning show. We just carry matter when it happened for inside Lagos State concerning 21-year-old girl when it be say her name na Precious wey stab her boyfriend Damilola to death because of argument. And lastly, Auntie Faith, if you want to check this matter, see, I thank God say Precious still there alive, nothing do Precious. We go get the matter because if they want touch like the matter, you go can't even see say the thing will result to the death of Damilola self. Now one sickening thing. If he be give me money for Vivon, if he be give me money where you promise me, if he be bring money for food, now go lead to somebody's death. So country people are begging, make una watch out. Make sickening thing, no they let una, they even rise temper, say una one fight now. That's how they talk and say, thank God say Precious still they alive. Now for Precious mass, now we go hear the correct story come napuna. Waiting make her get that kind of mind, say she carry knife, so today after arguments. If you ask her, she go fit tell you say maybe Damilola knife first carry the knife, won't choke her. Now she they protect herself before. So we go hear am for Precious. Mas na sabi us for some TV on how the tori take end. We go still carry come knack una for this station on my country people. Since Precious dey for there, the correct tori go still come outside.
Definitely.
Okay, country people, for those of una wey dey watch us this morning. Na Precious story na I carry come knack una this morning and me and Auntie Faith we don touch like this matter. But meanwhile, you go fit drop your comment with us on Facebook, Some TV for Facebook, even self we dey for YouTube at Some TV Live. Make una drop una comment concerning Precious attitude. If the thing wey Precious do good, abi e no good, make una follow us touch light am on our Facebook page at for Some TV, even say for YouTube as I earlier talk at YouTube Live. We dey for that place in my country people. I go use this moment take a thank Auntie Praise for a wonderful advice which she say she don advise you to them this morning. Auntie Faith, welcome once again.
Thank you very much, madam.
Okay, country people, those of una where they watch, I want you this opportunity take tell una thank you, and I also they wish una happy new week, country people. My name is Esther Oka Steven. I thank una for watching this pidgin section this morning. Una do.
Machuni Magaji, and I am here today at the Polo Field in Jos Plateau State for the Nzembirom 2025. I represent Tarif 2025, that is Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. We are here today to give you the highlights of this wonderful event of the Birom indigenous people of Plateau State. This program promised to be entertaining, interesting. Just follow up as I give you the highlights of these wonderful events.
Beautiful plateau, united, the new start about the past. Plateau, wonderful plateau, together, the future's better. You know I see
cultural event of the entire Birom nation. It's a yearly ritual. We do it every year, particularly at the beginning of the rainfall to climax the rainy season.
This is the grandmother of Plateau Cultural Festival.
We are from Oguchi family. We are proud of our tribe.
This is Christmas in May for Birom people on the plateau. And if you know what that means for Christians, then you got the message so clear. This is the biggest, the largest cultural festival on the plateau. I wouldn't be wrong to say in northern Nigeria.
The entire Birom people all over the world are celebrating what we term Birom, meaning that we should all come together to thank God that we're alive and the rains are about to fall, and we're praying that God give us a bumper harvest. That's the reason of the festival.
In Birom land, this is like everything about us. In this festival, that's where we glorify God for the good things He has done, especially in blessing us with this beautiful state of ours, Plateau State. And this festival and Birom land, you can see that all of us are one. There's no division, and we are from different local governments, but when it comes to our language, Birom, we are one. Yes, and we don't have the differences of religion. In the Birom now, you can see there are Muslims, there are also Christians. So we're the same.
Adam, Navaiha Kuharaja from Sri Lanka. I'm a filmmaker passionate about bringing untold stories of resilience, identity and human rights. I have submitted my film An Island Story to Tahrif Festival. It is about post-war realities of my homeland. Actually, I am very much honored and I am very happy for joining this Creators Unplugged podcast session and very much excited to attend the festival too. Thank you for the opportunity. I am Navaiha Kuharaja from Sri Lanka. I am a filmmaker passionate about bringing untold stories of resilience, identity and human rights. I have submitted my film An Island Story to Tahrif Festival. It is about post-war realities of my homeland. Actually, I am very much honored and I am very happy for joining this Creators Unplugged podcast session.
Hello, my name is Amachuni Magaji and I am here today at the Polo Field in Jos Plateau State for the Nzem-Birom 2025. I represent Tarif 2025, that is Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. We are here today to give you the highlights of this wonderful event of the Birom indigenous people of Plateau State. This program promised to be entertaining, interesting. Just follow up as I give you the highlights of this wonderful event.
Beautiful plateau, united, the news about the past. Plateau, wonderful plateau, together the future's heaven. You know I see
cultural event of the entire Birom nation. It's a yearly ritual. We do it every year, particularly at the beginning of the rainfall to climax the rainy season.
This is the grandmother of Plateau Cultural Festival.
We are from Moikuchi family. We are proud of our tribe.
This is Christmas in May for Birom people on the plateau. And if you know what that means for Christians, then you got the message so clear. This is the biggest, the largest cultural festival on the plateau. I wouldn't be wrong to say in northern Nigeria.
The entire Birom people all over the world are celebrating what we term Nzem-Birom, meaning that we should all come together to thank God that we're alive and the rains are about to fall, and we're praying that God give us a bumper harvest. That's the reason of the festival.
In Birom land, this is like everything about us. In this festival, that is where we glorify God for the good things He has done, especially in blessing us with this beautiful state of ours, Plateau State. And this festival and Birom land, you can see that all of us are one. There's no division, and we are from different local governments, but when it comes to our language, Nzem-Birom, we are one. Yes, and we don't have the differences of religion. In the Nzem-Birom now, you can see there are Muslims, there are also Christians. So we're the same.
Hello, my name is Amachun Magaji and I am here today at the Polo Field in Jos Plateau State for the Nzem Biron 2025. I represent Tarif 2025, that is Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. We are here today to give you the highlights of this wonderful event of the Biron indigenous people of Plateau State. This program promised to be entertaining.
Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN Women Wing, were weakened to Taraba State, cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th to 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCC EB. Theme: the role of Christian women in time like this. Special guest of honor, Her Excellency Mrs. Agin Agbukefus, First Lady of Taraba State. Guest speakers, Very Reverend Engineer Okechukwu Kalu JP and Reverend Sagarga Novalga Gargia. Chief host, Mrs. Alice Nuhu, weekend chairperson. Host, Mrs. Philomena Ibrahim and Reverend Dr. Dan Adis. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN Women Wing, were weakened to Taraba State, cordially invites the public to their 31st annual convention, which is scheduled to take place on 15th to 18th May 2025. Venue CRC and LCC EB. Theme: the role of Christian women in...
Yes, good morning and welcome back to the Taraba News segment of the morning show. It is, I would say, it's the second half of the morning show. And in this segment, we're going to briefly look at the Taraba News as stories that feature on the front page of Taraba newspaper. And we are also going to be having a special edition. Now, we're not just serving you a daily dose of news and inspiration. We are rolling out the red carpets today for human rights. And it is going to be cinema style. So you're joining us in the studio are the passionate minds behind Tarif, Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival, who believe that the camera is not just a lens, but a weapon for justice. They are here to tell us how storytelling on screen can speak truth to power and ignite real change in Nigeria. Now, let's be honest. When it comes to issues that has to do with human rights in Nigeria, sometimes it feels like we are starring in a long-running tragic comedy. And as the late Chief Gani Fayemi once said, the struggle for human rights is not a tea party. And yet, here we are, brewing both conversations and serving them hot. But before we go to serve you hot on human rights, let us just stay in Taraba briefly for a minute. Look at the stories on the front pages of Taraba News. And by the time we're through with that, we'll be serving you hot coffee of human rights through the lens of the cameras. So going to Taraba News this morning, the front page of Taraba News this morning, we have Governor Kefas restoring Taraba's lost glory. That is a story by Suleiman Usman Inyaja. I can read that on page 3 of the Taraba News, page 4 of the Taraba News. Then we have the story that 2027 Kwakwanso tipped to replace Shetima in re-election tickets, as according to a source. That story, well, if you want to know about the source and the story, I can read that on page 5 of Taraba News. Then Senator David S. Ujimkuta appoints 25 female special advisors. That is on page 3. Yeah, that is well, Senator Jim Kuta, the senator representing Taraba South Senatorial District, has given the women in politics 25 special advisors. Then we have the major headline on Taraba News. Taraba Deputy Governor returns to Jalingo after 4-month absence. We welcome back the Deputy Governor of Taraba State, who has been away for over 4 months due to health concerns. Then we have the Taraba Investments Summit, Taravest, an avenue for the youth to showcase and explore Governor Kefas, a Renaissance leader, that is NYC, and chairman. That story is on page 2 of the Taraba News. Then Operation Lafian Jama, troops of 6th Brigade Nigeria Army neutralized bandits, recover weapons in Taraba State. Like I always say, one of my favorite stories every day is the activities of the 6th Brigade, as led by Brigadier General Kingsley Hua. They always are on top of the game, and there's always a success story or the other from the Nigerian Army through the 6th Brigade, and this is just one of them. We always encourage them to do more, because they've been able to bring peace to Taraba compared to where it was in the past years. Then we have Tipa Monzi, or untimely passing of Comrade Jethro Sel Yegar. That is on page 7 of Taraba News. So rest in peace, Comrade Jethro. So those are the stories that are on the front page of Taraba News. You can grab a copy for 500 naira. As you all know, Taraba newspaper is Taraba's most influential newspaper. So you have all the stories about Taraba there. And just like I always say, Taraba is nature's gift to the nation, and it's always a very good invitation to you to come invest in Taraba. So that's all for the Taraba newspaper this morning. Now we're going to another Taraba. Now this is not about Taraba State, but it's about the word Taraba. Today, just like I said earlier, today we're going to be talking about human rights. We're going to be talking about human rights. And my favorite human rights activist is, to me, is the late Chief Gani Fawehinmi, the great Gani Fawehinmi, senior advocate of the masses and senior advocate of the nation. He once said the struggle for human rights in Nigeria is not a tea party. So with me today are members of TARIF, that is Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. So I think I will start the introduction. Let me move from my right to the left. Well, on my right is Barrister Ikrima Isa Ibrahim, Legal Advisor, National Human Rights Commission. Good morning, Barrister.
Morning, sir.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Then on my left, on my immediate left, is the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival Festival Director, Mr. Moses Samuel. The hard working is is always on the move on one thing or the other. Good morning. We've been able to pin you down to a chair to this morning. So thank you very much. Then on my far left is Mr. Bitrus Isaac, is the hospitality manager for TARIF. Good morning, Mr. Bitrus.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, you actually look like someone that will handle hospitality well. So I think I'll feel safe with you handling the issues that have to do with hospitality. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm passionate about human rights. But before we even go to human rights and this thing, TARIF, TAHRIFF, that's Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. Coming to Mr. Moses, what is TARIF all about?
TARIF, as the name implies, Taraba International Human Rights Festival, is a platform that seeks to create awareness about human rights related issues and also to address it.
Okay.
Yes, so we're doing that in collaboration with Movies That Matters. Movies That Matters is an organization that is based in the Netherlands. And that's basically what they do around the world. They support and work with filmmakers around the world to create festivals that will address issues that are related to human rights.
Okay. So what you're trying to do is to bring human rights to the screen in such a way that people, you know, a lot of message. If you look at Nigeria today, most of our beliefs, we got it from movies that we watch. Yes. The notion that even both negative and positive, we got it from the movie. If you ask a foreigner what is Nigeria about, it will tell you, it will paint Nigeria of the Nollywood to you. The same way, if you ask an American what the American army like, he will paint the picture of Commando and Rambo, the way one of them can take over a whole nation. Sure. That is the view we have of American this thing until we grew up and we found out that movie is a movie. So I think this is a good way to project human rights because people love to watch movies. What is the festival about? Before we even come to talk about the human rights, what is the festival all about, and how is it going to be done?
Okay, yes. For the festival, we have participants from 130 something countries. There are filmmakers and experts that have to do with human rights issues. We also have professionals that handle issues like mental health and all that. So there will be a panel discussion, there will be screening of movies, there will be networking, and a lot of other activities that are lined up for the event. It's going to be a 5-day event, September 24th to 28th, this very year, and it's going to happen here in Jalingo. So we're expecting a lot of visitors around, both international and local visitors that will come. There will be conversation, panel discussions to make sure that it happens. And it's beyond the festival, beyond the 5 days we have build-up events for that. We have a cultural dance and drama competition for primary and secondary school. It will be taking place in Jalingo and Ukari. The theme this year is My Heritage, My Right. Okay. So what to show we can start grooming the kids from that little age to begin to learn more about human rights, their right as children and as citizens of the country. So we're also using that performing arts, as in cultural dance and drama, to tell human rights messages.
Okay, now, I'm very passionate about promoting Taraba, especially people coming to invest to showcase Taraba in the right light. And from what you said, we're going to have a 5-day program in Taraba here, and it's an international program that is going to be having people from across the world. So that means that we'll be having people come in. Okay, now let me go to the hospitality manager. So how do you come in? Because we'll be having visitors coming from all over the world. So, hospitality manager, tell us what plans do you have for those that will be coming into Taraba?
Honestly, the tariff is not just to come do the film festival and just.
Okay.
We have a lot of people coming in as investors. So we need to take them around Taraba State, because if you see, the motto of Taraba State is nature's gift to the nation. So we need to show them that which Taraba State is having. Take them around to Gashaka, the Gunti Park, the waterfall, and so many places around. We show them all these things, they see it, and they know what Taraba is having. Then they can be able to, go in, invest in. We have a lot of talents around, wasting around. But when they come in, we show them all these things, they see it, and they know the potentials we have in Taraba State. By so doing, we are showcasing Taraba to the world. There's a lot to gain from it.
That is good. That is quite interesting, because if you have investment in a state, in any environment in the world, and the people are prosperous, it will be easy for them to stand for their rights. Because I always tell people, when your rights, when your stomach is rumbling, I don't think you even think about your right. What you'll be more concerned about is how to satisfy, how to put something. Just like we say, let oil just touch your mouth. Because at that point you can do anything. So yeah, this is good. It is a frontal approach you bring in. You bring in human rights. You bring in investment. And if you look at the cases of human rights abuses all over the world, it is more prominent in where poverty is high. Because with you even with poverty, you can actually do your duties. And if you don't do your duties, you are more liable to lose your rights. So now that we've spoken about, now let us go to human rights itself. I think we have Barrister Ikrima Issa Ibrahim, legal advisor, National Human Rights Commission. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, Senior Legal Officer, National Human Rights Commission.
Okay, sorry. I hope I won't be taken to court for that wrong. Okay. So now, first of all, for the sake of Nigerians, what is the National Human Rights Commission about? That is one. Number two, so what is your what role are you playing in tariff?
Thank you very much. The National Human Rights Commission is an office established under the Act of the National Assembly. And the functions of the Commission is to receive complaints on human rights, investigate complaints, and also make decisions and recommendations to that effect. So the Commission is independent in its operation because it is an office under the presidency. Okay. So it is an independent in its operations. It can investigate its own complaints and, as I told you earlier, make decisions and recommendations to state government or to the federal government. So, you know, human rights is universal, fundamental, and inalienable rights. So, inherent in every human being. It's a right that no one should take away from you, and these rights are protected by both the national and international laws. So that's why from the explanation of the CEO of Tariff, as you can hear him saying that this program is an international program. Because anything that has to do with human rights is an international issue, is a universal issue.
Yes.
You understand? Because human right is human right. And all human beings are equal. And the laws have already protected each and every human being constitutionally and otherwise. As you can see, even in our constitution, from section 33 of the constitution, have made provision on right to life. Okay. We have right to life because you were born to live. And that life shall not be taken away from you. We also have right to dignity of human person. Right to dignity of human person. As a human being, you should be respected, you know, by all any other authorities concerned, by all individuals concerned. All those rights are protected by laws. Yes. So.
Okay, you said something. You two things here drew my attention. Number one, you said all humans are equal. Yeah. For those of us that read George Orwell's Animal Farm, we heard that some animals are more equal than the others. Now, I want you to tell us what are those fundamental rights? We may assume people know. That makes, you know, when you are ignorant, even if you are equal, your ignorance pull you down in such a way that you don't know that you are equal, or it makes your ignorance make you not equal to the. So what are the fundamental rights, international fundamental rights of every human, not only Nigerian, every human across the world?
We have right to life.
Okay.
Right to life. You know, Section 33, as I told you, of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, your life should not be taken away from you.
Okay.
Unless, if there is a case, you understand that maybe if you have taken someone's life, and a case is filed against you in the court, and the processes has been carried out, investigations, evidences, and what have you, and the provision maybe of the penal code, criminal code, or any other law that warrant that your life should be taken away, like a case of, let me put across this, a popular case of Mariam Sanda.
Okay.
You understand, and her husband in Abuja.
Abuja,
It's
yeah.
a domestic
Violence.
issue. But since life has been taken, the court has given a verdict that she should be sentenced to death. And equally, recently we have a case of
Osinachi Yawachiko.
Yes. And you know, just recently there is a pronouncement from the Federal High Court that the husband should be sentenced to death
By hanging.
By hanging. So you can see a life cannot be taken away from you without any justification. There should be a justification to that. Equally, we have a right to dignity of human persons. Right to dignity of human persons. Every human being should be respected, dignified. You know, and nobody should come and molest you, intimidate you, you know, or give you any cruel treatment. We have right to freedom of expression and the press. You understand? All those things are constitutional right. We have right to personal liberty. All those are right. We have right to education. We have right to health care. You understand? We have right to unmovable and immovable property. You know? You have right to peaceful assembly.
Okay.
You know? So those rights are there constitutionally.
Okay.
Guaranteed by the Constitution that every human being should enjoy.
To enjoy. Okay, now, before we go to I just want us to be clear about what human rights are. There's the things that they say. They say, for you to really actually enjoy your rights, you must know your duties and do your duties. So, how do you balance duties, rights? Like you've mentioned cases of whereby people failed to life was taken and they were stripped of their rights. Now, in the case of Nigeria, we've seen cases whereby people say they want to protest. And they say there's a ban of protest, there's this and that. Now, you have you failed in your duty? Okay, now maybe the protest now loses control. Have you failed in your duty and you lose your right? How do you balance duty as a citizen and rights as a citizen?
You know, you have a right to protest.
Yes.
And that protests are already guided by law. And there is limit to whatever you will do or you cannot do.
Okay.
It is there. You know, protest is lawful. You understand? You can protest. But equally, you cannot protest, you cannot justify your protest by damaging government's property, for instance. We have a protest that took place last year.
August 1,
yes.
1st to 10.
Many lives were taken. You understand? But if you can look at the nature of the protest and how this thing bloody it has become, right from the protesters, because even the security agencies are trying to defend themselves. They were attacked by the protesters. So we cannot call that a lawful protest.
Okay.
You understand?
So
when you want to protest, there should be a guidelines for you to protest. And you should maintain that guideline. I was happy with how the Taraba protesters did their own protest.
Yes.
You can see the governor came out, addressed them peacefully. They were happy, they were jubilant. They protested peacefully to the government house. The governor addressed them well and everything went well and the message has been passed clear to the government, and equally the government officials passed their own message to the protesters that things will go well. Everyone went well. But in some other states where the protesters have started damaging government's property, including the courts. You can go to Borno and whatever, courts were damaged, like Kaduna, protesters were targeting government house, like Kano, they were looting warehouse of innocent individuals whom are not even government officials. That cannot be a lawful protest.
Okay, just like they say, your right to swing your hands ends where the right of where a man will keep his notes start from.
We should be guided by that law. Right. Yes, we should be guided by that law because it's risky. If those rights that were accrued to you, you played with it in an illegal or in an unlawful manner,
then you lose. If you
will lose it.
If you the right you are giving, just like I say, you play with it in an unlawful manner, you are most likely going to lose it. Director, what do you have to add to what he has said?
Yeah. Yes. Just like he said, in the aspect of how Taraba State government were able to manage the protest. That's one of the reasons why we felt Taraba State is a perfect place to have this festival. So that it serve as a model to the part of the rest of the nation and even the rest of the world on how this protest can be managed by the government. So, and he also mentioned the aspect of the right to education and the rest. That's also involving the children. We also cover the children. We have movies that will be screened that have to do with how people handle educational right of the children in other nations as well. So we have all this covered as well. And then they also rightful employment, I guess that, right? So there's a right to be gainfully employed. So that's why tariff is coming in, as he also said, rightly said, we're coming in with investors. Even movie, we know that Nollywood, some years back, I think it should be true to now, that Nollywood is the #1 generator of employment in Nigeria. Employ more people, exactly. So we are having filmmakers coming into Taraba. They are coming in to see the environment, to look around, and they may decide to produce movies in Taraba. You can imagine now. So one of the benefits that Taraba is bringing on board to the state is that we are going to help the government create employment. That's beyond just during the festival. During the festival, everybody in Taraba will be involved. The market people, because they're coming in a lot of things, the market people employed, and the photographers, everybody is going to be involved in the economy of the state. We feel the impact of the festival. Then even after that, most of these producers decide to come back to produce movies in Taraba State, looking at the good scenarios we have around. So this is what Tariff is bringing on the table. So we're going to cover all aspects. We have movies that talks about domestic violence, the rights of the human trafficking, immigration and all that. All these Japa syndrome we have around here. So we have movies that address that. So you see movies that showcase people that have Japa and the experiences they have, some of them that fall into bad hands, so that those that have leave the country will better prepare for that. And sometimes you discover that there's no, you have to stay back here and let's see how we can make our society work for each and every one of us.
Okay, that's good, because if you look at Taraba recently, I've been seeing on social media the issue of sex for crown, the rights. If the story is true, that means someone's right has been trampled on in a bid to express his or this thing. So I think this is coming just at a very, very auspicious time, whereby, and if you also look at it across the country, there have been issue of cyber crime and the rest of it. You also have this Cyber Act. How do we balance it? Because there are people who are of the opinion that I have a right to express myself on social media. Now, should I take this to the Human Rights Commission? Because most of our young people now, the social media is where they express everything. You see people that they don't talk behind the screen. Once they get to social media, they become lawyers, they become human rights activists. Now, how do we balance on social media your right to freedom of expression to you committing a cyber crime?
You know, in exercising your right, because you deal with individuals around you, and everyone has his own right. You cannot damage or invade into someone's right or privacy just like that, and think that you can do away with it. That individual will not even agree. He can even file a suit against you. So in everything you do, if you know you can do it, you can only do it within the boundary of your own rights. You should not exceed your own boundary. Whatever you will do, don't exceed your own boundary. You should be guided by those laws of the cyber security or cyber act and what have you. There are laws that itemize how you can operate, and don't do this, don't do that. So if you go through it and you know, if I do this, I will infringe into someone's right, let me just stop. Or I will infringe into government's right, let me go. If I will damage someone's reputation, let me just stop it. You know, as you said, media is now a channel for communication, or the social media is now a channel of communication. The movies and what have you, they are now the channel. Because someone was asking me yesterday that what is happening now, for instance, as my brother mentioned domestic issues more there. What is happening in marriages, that marriages normally crash. I told him because parents now don't give their children good upbringing. Why? Because they allow the children to go through social media. Now it is social media that is giving our children upbringing, whether good or bad. So you see, if there is no any law that can regulate that social media, this thing, automatically one day you wake up, your child will even look at you and face and tell you, hey, daddy, so. Because where did you learn this?
Yes, yes.
I learned it in social media. You see, and we are Africans. You know, we deal with seniority. Yes, and sometimes we know how our culture is. So all those things, with coming of tariff now, I know and I believe things will change for better, so that all our youth, our children should know that social media should be used for good, not for any other thing.
Okay. Yes, just like myself, I'm against gagging of people in any form, whether on social media, but I think we need to self-regulate, self-censor ourselves so that we don't infringe on the rights of people. Now, tariff, you are going to play a crucial role in educating people and also telling us stories of human rights abuses. Do you have some peculiar stories or some things you would like to say before we now, maybe I'll tell the technical people to get ready some stories and maybe some clips from tariff. But before then, what do you have to tell people out there on human rights, or maybe some peculiar cases that you may speak, whether yourself or the hospitality person should do that?
Okay, just like he said, or he was trying to enumerate issues of how to create awareness. I think the issue we need is the creation of awareness. We need to create awareness on these human rights related issues. And we have people that will come in and tell stories. We have people that will be on the panel that have been victims of kidnapping. You know, there's something that I think we don't even address in this part of the world, issue of mental health. Somebody said almost all Nigerians are mentally sick. So we have experts coming from Israel to actually discuss that on our panel. So it's going to be, the way we organize it is going to be just the way that all these issues will be discussed during the panel discussion. So we're going to have issues touched up. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning of our conversation. We want to spark up the conversation. So all these issues of cyber crime and the rest, they'll be addressed during this period. And we also have a case of a young boy that is very, very innovative and creative, but he's a sickle cell anemia victim. And yes, he's a patient. So, and he is very, very creative. So we're bringing him on board. He's going to serve as one of the ambassadors for the festival. So people are going to hear his stories and see what he can do. So we believe we need to inspire a lot of children to begin to live
beyond their disability, see their ability,
and see how they can actually add value to the society. And when we talk about human rights, I think people don't know. Most of the abuses and the crime that we suffer is because people don't actually know their right. If you don't know your rights, how can you even protect the right of another person? So we want to actually bring back this discussion about the human right, bring it back to the forefront. People are being cheated, people are being deceived, people are being manipulated because they don't know their rights.
Right.
If people don't know their rights, then we're going to have a better society. And I always say this, that you can't have a prosperous society, community, or a country if the people that doesn't value the people. You understand? If you look around the world, any community that is advancing today, the developed economies in the world, is because they place the right value on the people.
Yes.
You understand that? So they make sure that the people know that, yes, we are valuable, we're important to our nation. You understand? If people don't know that this road that the government is even constructing is for them, they're going to abuse the road.
Definitely.
When you have a society where you think, oh, it's just the government that is responsible for everything, we are not responsible for anything. People, that is a sign of entitlement instead of right. Yes. So when they talk about, for example, we also have this issue of the environment, like cutting of trees and all that. No, people don't know that actually we gain from the plants, right? From the trees.
The trees also have the rights.
Exactly, they have a right, and they also impact us.
Yes, definitely.
No, okay, yes. They have areas that they come in. We give them carbon dioxide. They give us oxygen. So they are part of the ecosystem, right? So when we are protecting the environment, you're actually protecting yourself as well.
Definitely.
So these are the kind of issues that we hope to discuss, and some of the movies also, that documentaries that will be showcased will also address this issue. So as I said, at the end of the day, we're going to leave Taraba better for it, and then it's going to serve as a model to the rest of the state. And then, most especially, this issue of insecurity. We have a lot of victims that are mentally ill. No, we don't even talk about trauma.
We don't.
Exactly.
We don't talk about trauma.
Yes.
We just say, well, it's out of it, go, man, and
sure.
enjoy.
So, Tarif will address all this.
Okay, Mr. Bitrus Daddy, do you have anything to add to what he's just said?
Yes. Based on what he said, I think if you should look at things way back, when a child is coming up, there's a way your parents will groom you up. They tell you what you need to do, what you need to know, and what you're not supposed to do. But coming into this generation or this time in which that you see a child just comes up, they just take a child to school, it is a responsibility of the teacher to train a child. You, the parent, what is your own responsibility? You need to make that child to know what he is supposed to know before giving him to the teacher. The teacher is not just there to give him the formal education. So I think with the coming of Tarif, it's actually going to play a vital role in many homes, because the dance and drama competition stuff is actually bringing children to know their rights, to know what they are supposed to do and how to keep the community in a better shape. So Tarif is actually going to play a vital role.
Okay, thank you. Before we go further, I think maybe you can play some of those video clips about Tarif so that people out there can understand what this is all about. So maybe if you have one or two videos on Tarif where they speak about the themes and the rights and the rest of it.
Beautiful people, my name is Indy Maxine Weir, and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. I am here to tell you so much about this film festival and how you can participate and benefit from this film festival. So talking about film festivals, I'm sure you've heard of the popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International Film Festival, and of course you have the Venice International Film Festivals, who have made impact, global impact over the years on the film industry. And much like these film festivals, the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival intends to make such an impact. But you know what? It is unique. It is talking about human rights, and that is the area we intend to impact using themes. I mean, for our foreign participants, you have already sent your entries, over 1,000 of them from 100 countries all across the globe, we need you to come down to Taraba so that we can sit down together and go through them. Go through our collective history, what has been, what is right now, and what should be. Together, we can come up with the standard of what human rights should be in our different countries, using films to tell our stories and to give our recommendation, if you know what I mean. Being out here is so refreshing. It takes me to the second reason why you should be part of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival in person. Fun fact, you know that Taraba State is home to the Mambila Plateau, which is known for its beautiful scenery and cool weather. I can tell you this for free. I am looking forward to that. And that's not all. It is home to the Kashimbila Game Reserve, where there are different animals and you get to experience them. You gotta have that safari feel. And also, it doesn't stop there. There is the Pitako Hills, very amazing rock formations, and you just see the...
Yes, you can see that wonderful message there from Tarif. And so those are just part of what you'll be expecting from the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival, known as Tarif. So looking at the team, we have Restoring Human Dignity and Projecting Indigenous Creativity. So what do you have to say about the team?
Yes, one of the major issues around the globe is the right of indigenous people. We discovered that indigenous people, languages, and otherwise are facing extinction around the globe. So there's even a charter in the United Nations to preserve the life and the indigenous people, their right. So Tarif is also going to handle that one because we're projecting a lot of creative acts and creative persons across indigenous tribes. So we have package for that as well. So we have people that are coming in to perform. We're going to be performing some live indigenous musicals. Already we've been around the country covering indigenous festivals, activities that will be showcased as well. So these are a way of helping that, preserving the indigenous cultures and tribes we have. What we want to do is we want to give them a face. We want to give them a face and a voice. The only way an indigenous tribe will be extinct is when people don't know that you exist. For example, even within the center, many people in the south don't even know that many people in the tribes in the north, apart from Hausa.
Hausa, yes.
So why in Taraba, only in Taraba, I think we have like officially 70-some tribes, and then some people say we have like 20-something tribes in the local government. All these are rich cultural
heritage.
Yes, exactly. That can be used as a means of exchange. Talking about investment, there's a cultural exchange that people make a lot of money. It can be commercialized as well. So people need to know. People can come in. That may be one of the reasons why people like to come to Taraba. They want to come and tour and encounter those indigenous tribes, find out more about them, share their values and all that. So this is one area we look forward to cover as well, to project indigenous creativity.
Okay, thank you very much, because now you are giving right to the indigenous creativity to have its own right, the right for the indigenous languages to also grow.
Exactly.
Because it seems their rights have been stifled by the English language we've been stifling the right of our indigenous language.
And thank God we have the Ministry of Creative, yes, creative economy.
Do you know this digital economy?
No, not just in Taraba, in Nigeria, national level.
Tourism and creative
economy.
In Taraba too, it's under the Ministry of Tourism.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yes.
So, Barrister, what more do you have to tell us about human rights?
What I want to say now is let's look at the aspects of children.
Okay.
Children suffers the most in terms of human rights issues. Because even in our office, most of our cases mostly deals with issue of child neglect and what have you. And you know, these Children's Act are enshrined in our international treaties, like the domestic laws. We have the Child's Right Act. So every child has a right to survival and development. But if you can look on how the child or children were neglected nowadays, it's very, very pathetic. Let me give you a simple example of a case we received. You know, one of the worst scenario now that is happening is the issue of this Almajiri and out of
school children, yes.
If you can look at the way they are roaming about the street, it's somehow sympathetic and somehow pathetic. Sympathetic in what aspect? Because he's a human being like you. And he has a parent. Maybe they are elsewhere, not even in the state.
Definitely.
A case was brought, I think, last year of a child. If you can see on how the child was brutally beaten by his teacher. I'm telling you, you will just shed tears. Because it has to take the intervention of our office, the National Human Rights Commission, and the Ministry of Women Affairs and Child Development. The Commissioner of Women Affairs have really tried in that aspect. Because she even paid the bill of the child. And that child is from Borno State. He was beaten by his teacher mercilessly. We have such cases, several of them, in the office. And you know, sometimes the schools were even operating without license. Which is very unfortunate. I think whatever you will do regarding education of children, especially whether if they are coming out of the state, they should be registered. The school should be known, maybe under the Ministry of Education, and what have you. Because education is education. It has so many aspects. People have so many aspects to get educated. But similarly, it should be curtailed. You understand? It should be curtailed and be guided by the principles of the state government, and so many ministries should tune in to ensure that those children are protected. Okay. So, right to survival and development. Many children in domestic issues like this, if there is a domestic violence in a house, if like a husband and wife having domestic issues, you know, it affects the children.
It does.
It affects the children. So all those issues need to be addressed. Otherwise, our society will grow up to a level whereby our next generation will be worse than what we are seeing now.
Thank you very much. I think we said so much about the tariff, about human rights, about the festival, and about the role we need to play as individuals, our duties. So we will run out of time, but just the final word, Director, a final word.
Yes, finally, I would like to appreciate Sun TV. They've been with us from the start, and they've been doing a wonderful job promoting tariff. We look forward to the government as well, like the Ministry of Women Affairs, as I mentioned, and Child Development. The Ministry of Social Justice have been with us as well. Then we look forward to work also with the Ministry of Ecotourism and Heritage and Ecotourism, and all the other ministries, Ministry of Justice. We look forward to working with them. We are going to reach out to them, and we hope they partner with us so that we can get this done.
Okay. Thank you very much. And that is the voice of Moses Samuel, the Festival Director of Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. And today in the studio, we also have Barrister Ikrima Isa Ibrahim, the Legal Advisor, National Human Rights Commission. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Mr. Moses Samuel. Thank you. And Mr. Bitrus Isaac Dan Adi, Hospitality Manager. Thank you for being here. One of us that is behind the camera, we have also Engineer Yakubu Apaji, a volunteer. Thank you for also coming here, and I'm sure next time you will also be part to discuss about the environment, human right for human right, proper environment for human rights. So, but we've come to the end of the show today, and this is a special edition of the morning show where we bring in topical issues to discuss. So that's where we're going to wrap it up for the morning show today. But before I go, I would like to say thank you to our viewers out there. You've been there for us all day long, and I know you'll be there for us all 24/7, 24 hours and 7 days a week. So thank you for watching, and everyone that has been part of the morning show from the Pidgin segment, Madam Esther Oka and Faith Apollo, aka Capacity Mama, and also for the technical crew, Mr. Moses, the studio manager. Thank you very much, and also the master control operators, Lazarus Misha has done a very wonderful job, and to my one and only tech lead, Mr. John Awole. You've done a great job this morning with the sound and everything. And I think everybody from the technical crew to the news crew to the program crew, thank you very much. And the executive producer of the morning show,